of COVID passport in the UK. It has been confirmed that travellers in England will get COVID passports for foreign travel by the 17th of May 2021. According to the sources, documents are still under process, but will be accessible by time international travel restrictions are revoked. Millions of travellers in England will be provided with so-called COVID passports by the 17th of May 2021 to allow them go for holidays outside the UK this summer and possibly avoid quarantine when they get to their destination. COVID passports likely to be dissimilar from domestic COVID certificates, which the UK government is working on distinctly, are still under process but should be made accessible before restrictions on international travel lift in May. With many travellers expecting for a summer escape, or to meet family and friends in other countries, whom they have not been able to visit since the pandemic started, pressure is mounting on ministers to help make sure that those who have had COVID-19 vaccines can confirm their immunity, to avoid other countries' entry obligations on isolation and testing. Grant Shapps, Transport Secretary, has mentioned that the passports will obviously be a part of international travel, and stated prospects they would not be observed as controversial, but stressed the requirement for a watchful reopening, given the threat of COVID-19 variants. Public Health England declared 55 more cases had been reported of the COVID-19 variant first discovered in India, which is now added to the UK's red list of countries, with strict controls on arrivals and an obligations to quarantine in a hotel from Friday. There were additional 70 cases of the variant first found in South Africa, which is considered to be more transmissible. A Department for Transport insider stated that the aim was to roll out a paper or digital document for countries obligating evidence of COVID-19 vaccination. Another warned it might only be a physical certificate instead of an all-singing, all-dancing electronic one, given the time limitations. A third Whitehall source mentioned that the Foreign Office was silently referring other countries to see whether they would acknowledge certification shown via a reproposed NHS app that is taking longer to develop. Furthermore, the International Air Transport Association, which stands for the airline industry, has made a travel pass app which would permit travellers to prove their vaccine status around the world. It has previously been trialled by over 20 airlines, including British Airways and Etihad, but is likely only to include air travel rather than ferry journeys or cross-border rail.